beautiful Saturday morning to you. Good morning and thank you for joining us on today's edition of the Break of Dawn newspaper review. I am OLUTAYO OGUNADE. The station is 32 FM 94.9. Okay, so I got here this morning and I met my dear friend and brother, DELE ADEYANJU. Okay, so we'll be hanging out with you today. Good morning to you, DELE.
Good morning, Tayo. I'm glad to be here this Saturday. It's weekend. Good morning, everyone. 32 FM 94.9 is the station. You can join us on YouTube, 32 FM 949 Ibadan. And Tayo just reminded me that today is World Radio Day.
Precisely. It's World Radio Day. And of course, we know how powerful the radio is. So we are celebrating that today, according to UNICEF. Okay, so let's go straight to the papers. The Guardian newspaper, the Nation newspaper, Daily Trust and Premium Times.
I have two papers, the Daily Post and the Punch newspapers this morning.
From the Guardian newspaper, Jakonde laid to rest in Lagos. Nigeria's renewable energy to hit 30%. NBA sues Buhari orders over extension of IGP's tenure. Federal varsities have lost one academic session due to ASU strike, says ministry. United Nigeria Airline begins local flight services. I won't be part of the cover-up, says Odwala. Still from The Guardian, Moghalu charges APC members to register as revalidation kicks off today. Fani Kaude's attempt to join APC shows difference from PDP, says PGFDG. Let's see some more from The Guardian. We move to the sports side now. Nigeria can win 5 medals in Tokyo. That's from the sports side of The Guardian. Let's see some more from Metro. This morning, we have this one: bed occupancy level in Lagos COVID-19 care centers reduces to 46%. That should say something to us. And still from the Guardian newspaper, we have this one: Valentine amid COVID-19 celebrates safely, and the NCDC wants. One more before we go to another one. Legendary fella in early lead for 2021 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I move on to Punch newspaper this morning. Headlines here: Sanusi was deposed for not watching his tongue, destroying institutions. Ganduje, Lekki toll gate, federal government deploys police, others as groups mobilize for protest today. Bandits plan to acquire anti-aircraft missiles. Gumi, Ondo, Benue, Senator berates Bauchi governor for backing AK-47 bearing herders. Farm destruction, DPO shoots Amotekun operative for arresting Fulani headsmen. Tributes as Sanwo-Olu, Makinde, Fayemi, others bid Jakonde farewell. Ladoja led ZLP set to dump Makinde meets APC. Earthmen tormenting us. Ogun Community Rights Governor. Kalu faults Oshemole on APC membership registration. Tenure extension. NBA demands IGP sacking. Wants him to refund salary. Move to town. Mingle with people. Oluwo tells herdsmen. Valentine's Day. Obey COVID-19 protocols. FCTA wants Fonseca's and YCE Pandef fume as NEF asks governors to prepare for herders' return. And reading from Punch Seal, Nigeria's economy recovering from recession, says federal government. Reps plan fresh probe as board chair accuses lawmakers of sabotage. 5 killed, many injured in Rivers gunmen attacks explosion. Nigeria vowed to avoid fuel subsidies return. IMF. Cryptocurrency, Canada authorizes Bitcoin ETF, and global COVID-19 cases have declined, WHO. Let me see. Biden's aide suspended for threatening reporter. Those are some of the headlines from Punch.
And from Daily Trust, Buhari approves creation of 1 trillion naira infrastructure company. How clashes between custom smugglers claim lives in border communities. Battle over Tipa Association welfare funds claims 2 lives in Anambra. 3 die in Ibadan as Hausa Yoruba traders clash. Airport Council International accredits Abuja Port Harcourt Port Harcourt Airport, Abuja FMC to admit COVID-19 patients soon. Echoes from unprofiled Benue IDP camp. Let's see some more from Daily Trust. Occupy Lekki protest. Heavy security at all gates as tension rises in Lagos. Buhari case creation of 1 trillion naira infrastructure company has read that earlier. Amotekun bursts terrorist group stockpiling arms in Ondo floods. 1,330 houses demolished In Maiduguri, only contractors with capacity should get NDDC contracts. Rep. Drug War, Northeast Federal Lawmakers pledge support for NDLEA. Let's see one more before we go to another paper. Only opposition politicians will criticize Kano Maradi rail line, NRC chair.
On Daily Post next, Osun Judicial Panel of Inquiry, petitioner demands 10 million naira compensation for unjust beating. COVID-19, Akwa Ibom business stakeholders task CBN on the emergency liquidity. Lawmaker slams Osun government on teachers' recruitment. Alan Mandela allegedly stabbed to death by girlfriend. Governor Emmanuel commissions 9.3 kilometers Aro Umweje Osokwa Moba Road constructed by Piazu. Osun Police command warns against unlawful assembly. NSAS protests. Police deployed to Lekki toll gate. NSAS tension in Lagos over planned Saturday's Lekki toll gate protest. Federal Poly Bauchi collaborate with ATBU to matriculate 240-degree students. Valentine's Day, Enugu NMA raises alarm over COVID-19 influx of people. Reading still from Daily Post newspaper. NSAS Renu Ojwala exits Lagos panel, alleges Lekki toll gate cover-up. Governor Mohammed Mons Latif Jakonde's passage, big loss to Progressive's family. Akonde, NUC visitation panel approves 7 new courses for Ajay Crowther. And Governor Fayemi appoints Olanipeku as Chancellor, New Ekiti University. Askira Uba, troops kill 31 Boko Haram fighters, destroy 9 gun trucks, military sources. Immortalize Latif Jakonde, rename Lagos State University to Latif Kayode University. Muslim students demand. And Trump impeachment. I'm anxious. U.S. President Biden. NIN can be used to identify criminal headsmen. Ganduje tells Buhari government. Youths in Ogun give headsmen 7 days to vacate communities. And finally here, NBA sues Buhari for extending tenure of IG of police, Mohammed Adamu.
And from the Nation newspaper, Governor under fire for backing headers carrying AK-47. Governor under fire for backing headers carrying AK-47. APC party leadership and the money down for a question. Let's see. NYNCAC boss Rushawe wants Bobrisky jailed. Amnesty for bandits and killer herdsmen. That's a question there. NBA sues Buhari over IGP's tenure elongation. Game of Thrones, Gadola, Mario in Battle of Ethiad, Deere inaugurates incinerator hospital bridge project on first anniversary. Only 70 million Nigerians use condom, reports. Let's see some more from the Nation newspaper. 9 killed in motor accident along Calabar. There is more politics in church than Aso Rock. Bishop Osai, NDLEA cautions job scammers as reps assure agency of support. It's 7 minutes past 6. We'll go on a short break. We'll be back.
Every day is another chance to do it all over again.
Get the best of starts on the break of dawn. 32 FM 94.9.
Uncle Dentist, wetin be cavities and how Colgate take dey protect my teeth from cavities? Shey dey use comfort?
No dear, na hole for teeth dey cause most tooth pain wey be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection take brush every day, the confirmed formula go help keep natural calcium inside our teeth wey go protect them from tooth decay.
Time don reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Yes, cavities out!
Now the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
Láti gòkè àgùnlà láyé èèyàn nílò ìtọ́sọ́nà ẹni tó mọ̀nà débi àṣeyọrí. FMH International HR àwọn ni gbajúgbajà akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ iléeṣẹ́ alárinà tó mọ ojúlẹ̀jà bá ti ń tọ́ni sọ́nà finimọ̀nà nípa bí gbogbo òǹwáṣẹ́ lè pàdé àwọn òǹgbanisíṣẹ́ pàápàá jùlọ láwọn orílẹ̀-èdè tó wà lókè òkun.
FMH International HR alábàáṣepọ̀ gidi ni wọ́n jẹ́ pẹ̀lú àjọ oníwádìí ìjìnlẹ̀ àgbáyé tá a mọ̀ sí United Nations Volunteer Research Group láti jùmọ̀ tọpinpin wàhálà táwọn ọmọlẹ̀ yìí ń kojú nídìí ìgbìyànjú ajé lọ sílẹ̀ òkèèrè. Ìyẹn ọ̀rọ̀ tó jẹ mọ́ mọ́ international migration àti international labour activities.
ǹjẹ́ o tiẹ̀ mọ̀ pé o nílò ìmọ̀ tó jinlẹ̀ dáadáa nípa ìlànà à ń tẹ̀lé láwọn pápákọ̀ òfurufú tó fẹ́ gbà sọdá sílẹ̀ òkèèrè? lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ bá a ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí United Nations Volunteer Research Group pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ FMH International HR ń ṣe research lórí ẹ̀dùn ọkàn àti ìpèníjà tẹ́ ẹ bá ní. questionnaires táwọn òṣìṣẹ́ FMH bá fún yín lágbègbè yín lẹ́ ó ṣàlàyé ìrírí yín sí.
fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ kàn sí wọn ní 3rd and 9th floor Cocoa House Dùgbẹ̀ Ìbàdàn.
telephone 0817 4444 627
àti 081 68 73 7222.
ẹ̀yin tèmi báwo ni o ṣe wá.
bá a ṣe ń bojú wẹ̀yìn tá à ń rí yín ló ń wú wa lórí. ẹ̀yin lẹ wà ń bẹ̀ táwa fi ń dẹmọ fakọsí milẹ̀ngbẹ̀ dábìrà. ìtẹ̀lé àti àròtì yín lójúpọ̀ ìbánidọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ wa gbogbo lọ́pàá ìtẹ̀síwájú wa. ẹ̀yin tí a lórí Facebook àrí yẹn dúró re. ẹ̀yin tí Instagram ẹ gbẹ́yì. lórí Twitter ẹ wálẹ̀. ẹ̀yin tí YouTube ẹ fòró. wíwà ń bẹ̀ ẹ̀yin ṣeyebíye sí wa. kílẹ̀ yín tẹ̀ ń gbé gànà wòrán dúró dè. ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa láwọn ojúpọ̀ ayélujára wa gbogbo pẹ̀lú 32FM 949 Ìbàdàn 32FM 949 Ìbàdàn. àdúpẹ́ o iyì yín pọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ wa bí iyanrìn òkun ó pọ̀ yẹ́yẹ́.
àṣọpọ̀ tó yìí àṣọpọ̀ tó yìí.
The phone.
Welcome back. 32FM 94.9 Ibadan. Thank you for joining us. And we look into the papers just right away. We want to give room for lots of feedback this morning. But we're going to have Austin online with us shortly. And we're going to talk about topics and such as the comments by Benue State,
the Bauchi State Governor.
Right. Yeah. And all eyes on Lagos today.
The protest.
Yeah, the protest. So we don't know what's going to happen, but I'm sure that we have some youth hell-bent on being at that particular spot.
Let's see how it goes. Former Oyo State Governor Ladoja set to join APC. We also have that from the papers. We have another one here too. The Ladoja story is there. And of course, the question of the day will be, should bandits be granted amnesty? Should bandits be granted amnesty? Let's start from the Guardian newspaper. NBA sues Buhari over extension of IGP's tenure. That's from the Guardian newspaper. And of course, in a bit, I'll take the body there.
We have Austin online already.
All right, great. Austin Dumo, good morning to you.
Good morning, Tayo.
All right.
And Dele, good morning.
Good morning, Austin. Yes, you want me to take a story? Tayo.
Oh, yeah. Austin, let's look at, NBA sues Buhari over extension of IGP tenure.
And the IG at the moment has been told to return salaries. So a lot of drama is coming on.
Yes, I think the NBA suit is a welcome development. From time to time, we really need to test the potency of our laws to make it valid and ensure that going forward, institutions, especially public institutions, want to do the needful and do what is right. NBA is basing the suit on a section of the law, the Constitution, section 251, which is section 251 of the 1999 Constitution. The section did say that an Inspector General of Police who subject to the Constitution shall be appointed by the President on the advice of the Nigerian Police Council from among serving members of the Nigerian Police Force. The area of emphasis that the NBA is harping on is the clause the president shall appoint the Inspector General of Police on the advice of the Nigerian Police Council from among serving members of the Nigerian Police Force, which means the person of the Inspector General of Police must first and foremost be a serving police officer. With the scenario that we have, as far as this current situation is concerned, the Inspector General of Police, Adamu, has officially retired from the service on the 1st of February. That means he ceases to be a member of the Nigerian Police Force. So by that, he ought not to be in office, but the president has extended his office. A lot of controversy and a lot of issues, especially those who are arguing whether it should be or not. There's a difference between just political appointments that the president can source from outside the institution, and there is also the public service appointment. Of course, there are some public service appointments that are political, maybe heads of agencies and what have you. But in the case of the Inspector General of Police, the law is expressly clear. And I think as a government, there is urgent need to follow the spirit and the letters of our law. So NBA has gone to court. So let the judicial arm of government interpret to us what this clause actually means, that having retired as a police officer, can you still continue to hold office? So if we look at it critically, let us await what the judicial arm of government will come up with.
All right, from the Nation newspaper, Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State on Friday drew criticism from different parts of the country over defending the right of herders to go about with AK-47.
Yes, if you look at the statement of Bala Mohammed, I think it's quite unfortunate in a democracy where some people will validate impunity because according to him, he said they have no choice, the elders have no choice than to carry AK-47 for the purpose of self-defense, that the host community and the government could not protect them, so they had to protect themselves. You know, this issue of elder crisis has become protracted, which means there are political undertones in form of sponsor of this particular group. And I think it is a good thing that Bala Mohammed has come out clearly to identify with these people and making comment that suggests the fact that perhaps he may have been sponsoring them in terms of perpetrating crime all over the country. The point is simple. These are criminal elements. Not all elders are criminals. We have always lived with these people from time immemorial. But in recent time, they have been able to, some of them have been able to hide under the guise of cattle rearing to perpetrate heinous crime. And it's quite unfortunate that we see government officials as high as an elected governor coming on board to validate the position of criminals, that they have no choice.
But if you say Bala has identified with his group, the presidency is yet to say anything to the statement created to Bala himself.
Yes, I did say yesterday that the presidency, Bala Mohammed has just come out to speak on behalf of the Fulanis in Nigeria, which presidency is just like an arm of the Miyetti Allah because of this particular incident and issue. In the case of Rotimi Akeredolu, when he made that proclamation, the presidency did not wait for 24 hours before they reacted. Now Bala Mohammed has made that statement. It is over 24 hours now. We have not heard anything from the presidency. The only northerner that has spoken against this backdrop is Senator Shehu Sani, who has berated the governor for directly supporting Ifemi in the country. So if you look at it, I also said yesterday that Bala Mohammed only summoned the courage to speak the mind of vast majority of the Fulani community. And that is the way they are. they will never come out to criticize this issue or condemn this issue. The host community, have they also been protected? I think we'll get to a level of anarchy in this country. And I'm urging the federal government to act as a matter of urgency. Whatever we have to do, we need to do it. Some people are canvassing for ranching. Of course, ranching is the modern form of animal husbandry as far as cattle rearing is concerned, because the idea of nomadism is primitive and also archaic. Therefore, as a private business, they need to acquire it on their own. Acquire land, fence it, put your animals there, and rear them. And if you think private sector should invest in ranching, let it be encouraged. And if that is encouraged, they still have to do a form of renting, because this land belongs to certain people.
Now, is Bala not aware of the atrocities, perpetrated in parts of the country by some of these headers?
Of course, it's aware. Of course, it's aware.
Hello, Austin.
Austin.
Hello.
Like the truth of the matter. Hello, I'm with you.
All right, go on.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, go on now. Go on.
The truth of the matter is that some of these northern leaders are very sentimental and also ethnic bias. Look at in Southwest, for example. A lot of political leaders and even traditional rulers, even in the Southwest, has come out to say, oh, we can't use illegality to address illegality. Let there be restraint, let there be decorum. But when it comes to issues that border on the Fulani, the people in the north, they come together in unity to fight the battle. Look at the body language of Mr. President, for example. Suggests the fact that, oh, these people are being supported. So it's not in the case of whether Bala Mohammed is not unaware or not. Look at El-Rufai, for example. Look at other governors, for example. There is another prominent northerner who is very vocal now since he left NHIS, Professor Usman. I hope you remember him.
Oh, sure.
He's a leading voice now who is like a patron of these cattle breeders. He spoke, it's in the Sun newspaper today, that the only thing that can guarantee peace in the country is to grant amnesty to bandits.
Is the guy free of corruption himself now?
It's not free of corruption, but once he aligns with them, they will silent. They will be silent.
Austin, we may have to call again. The line is breaking there. Austin is talking about the NHIS, former boss. They're talking about granting amnesty to bandits. It's also the question we're posing this morning: should bandits be granted amnesty? We look at this and some other topics while we wait Austin to rejoin us on the program. Let's see some more here from the DELEs. Of course, Nigeria to set up 1 trillion naira company to build infrastructure. Okay, Austin is back.
All right. In Oyo State, a DPO at Igbon Police Station in Surulere local government, Ayodeji Adekwoju, allegedly shot and injured a member of the Oyo State Security Network, Amotekun, yesterday. The DPO Josland ordered the arrest of 2 operatives of Amotekun Corps for arresting herdsmen whose cattle were grazing on the farm in Gambari, allegedly destroying crops in the process. This is slipping out of the hands of the various governments.
Yes, that is why we have called on the government to act. Look at the situation now. By the time a private individual comes up now, we will refer to the fellow as a non-state actor, because the government is creating a vacuum, and such vacuum must be filled by the people, which means that if care is not taken, the people will resort to self-defense. In Gambari village, to be precise, in Surulere local government, some herders went to a crop farm, eat up the farm. The farmers reported to Amotekun Corps. According to the story, the Amotekun Corps had to make arrests. And these people, they called the police station, and the DPO shamelessly had to come up to say that for Amotekun, the call is they are not meant to arrest herders. They are set up to go against armed robbers. I now begin to wonder, if Amotekun is set up to go against armed robber, what is then the Nigerian police force set up to do. So these are issues, a situation where people in authority, especially security forces, will take side against some other issue. We need to make, when complaint is made, the purpose is to serve justice, and justice must be seen to be done. So for me, the DPO had to also come out. The head of Amotekun in that area drove to the police station with some of his men to secure the release of these two individual Amotekun corps. And at the end of the day, the DPO rushed out of his office. He took a gun and he had to shoot one of them on the leg. I think that is strictly unprofessional.
Do we say that? The police is not happy about Amotekun being incorporated?
I don't know, but we must say this clearly. Amotekun is not a parallel police. In short, police, it is also the vacuum created by the overwhelming security situation in the country that Amotekun was set up to fill. So we must encourage Amotekun. We must support Amotekun. Amotekun is not a rival police. It's not a rival group that will be in supremacy battle with the police.
Austin.
Amotekun is just to complement the effort of the regular police structure that we have in the country.
Or is it likely we have collaborators in all of this?
Of course, we have collaborator. You can see now we have a governor collaborator who is supporting these elders. What all of them are saying is that, oh, the law permits everybody to live anywhere in the country. Does the law also permit criminals to live within the society, kill, rape, and maim people? So if you look at the issue in Surulere, I think it needs to be properly investigated, because we can't have a situation when arrest is made. Of course,
what was the DPO? What was he thinking the moment he snatched an AK-47 from an officer and he shot at the Amotekun operative? What was he thinking?
I do not know. I think a meta examination should be conducted on the DPO.
And another angle is this: this guy is Yoruba, and I'm sure the Amotekun guys are Yoruba too. So they should be able to have a common ground to discuss this instead of bringing out guns. What's the difference between the DPO and these bandits, if there are bandits involved?
That is the issue. The DPO acted like a common criminal, because if you look at it, which means that one of the officers of the police had the gun before the DPO came on board, because the story is that he had to take the gun from one of his men to shoot at him. What if he killed him in the process? What will have happened? Whatever the situations are, we don't want to bring in sentiment or biases into all of this issue. The DPO, as a very senior police officer, should have been able to handle the issue, mediate on both sides.
All right, let me use that opportunity, Austin, to bring this in here. At the Shasha issue yesterday, when the riot was on and houses was being burnt, when Amotekun got there, what we learned was that they stayed on the road, all right, saying that they do not want to mediate. Since the DPO said they cannot arrest, the Amotekun guy said they stayed on the road because they did not want to be perceived as siding a tribe against the other. So they were just there to ensure that peace reigned, but they didn't take side with any tribe in particular.
Yes, if you also look at the incident, I think issues need to be addressed properly, because the crux of the matter was an affront. The story says that someone stopped a Fulani guy or somebody from Niger Republic, who is not even a Nigerian for that matter, but lives in that community, came to a particular shop of a pregnant woman, and the bag he was carrying, a nylon bag, busted, and the tomato inside poured on the floor. The guy picked the good ones and left the bad ones to litter the place. And the woman said, no, you cannot go. Why will you come here and issues like this happen, and you just decide to litter my premises with this? You need to pack it. And in that process, somebody, I think a shoemaker or so, had to come to intervene. I don't know what transpired. The guy, the Niger Republic guy, had to hit the guy on the head, and he fell on the floor. He was rushed to the hospital. That was on Thursday. And yesterday, after a series of treatments, he died. So that angered his friend and some locals in that particular area. And rather than he now had to run to the Hausa community, rather than the Hausa community to produce him. This is what we are talking about, aiding and abetting crime. Whatever the issues are, that guy should have been presented to face the law rather than allowing it to degenerate into communal clash or ethnic clash. Now it looks as if it is between Hausa and Yoruba community, which means that is not the narrative. Because the issue that happened, even between two Yoruba guys, that issue could have happened and it need to be sorted out. Why will you go to another person's premises and decide to litter? You know, one of the things that happened to some of these guys is that not just the crime alone, the impunity, the upfront at which all of these are committed is what is bringing concern to us. And there were reports too that when the clash began, the security operative practically took side. I think that issue needs to be investigated. But the Oyo State Police PRO did say it was a clash initially between two social miscreants. How could a shoemaker become a social miscreant? So these are issues that we talked about. The way we react to issue, we should not be biased and we should look at it in a way that justice be done. It's not necessarily that because the guy died or what have you, that the Nigerian must also be killed. That is not what we are talking about. But at least it should have been produced to face the law, either for the police to arrest him and do thorough investigation. What transpired? Why did you do this? A jail term, for example, can be handed to him rather than throwing the community into needless violence and bloodletting. A lot of properties were destroyed. A lot of vehicles also went in the process. I think these are avoidable scenarios. And I also think that our security operative must be very professional in handling some of these issues. But because the case of assault, somebody coming into somebody's premises, you litter the place, you are supposed to pack those things away.
All right.
And nobody cares to say the truth about the way it is. All we are brandishing now is that there's a clash between Yoruba and Hausa community. I think it's quite unfortunate.
Away from that story, a former governor for your state, Senator Rashidi Ladoja, had his supporters in Zenith Labour Party ZLP on Friday initiated major talks with the All Progressives Congress APC ahead of the 2023 general elections.
Yes, in politics, interest is very sacrosanct. And the only permanent thing is interest as far as politics is concerned. So politicians are already strategizing ahead of the 2023 general election. To some of us who are not actors, we feel that 2023 is still far away. But for politicians, it is not so. It's almost like 24 hours as far as they are concerned. So there will be consultation, political permutation, and what have you. And that is largely due to the fact that the alliance that brought this incumbent governor has broken down. So some of these people whose their interests were not served or are not being served under this administration want to look for a possible means to actually ensure that the governor did not get re-election in 2023. But it's still a matter of politics. You know, the alliance that also happened in 2015, they couldn't really come together formidably, unlike 2019. And the incumbent governor at that time still got re-election, at least for the first time in the history of Oyo State. So let's see how this goes. According to Adeolu Adeleke, when he was asked whether Rashidi Ladoja gave approval for such meeting, he technically maneuvered the question. He only said that if Rashidi Ladoja is not in the know, he as a person would have been part of that meeting. So that is suggestive that the former president, the former governor of Oyo State, yes, is in line with that particular arrangement. I don't know how it goes, but as at last time I checked, I think there's a cordial relationship between Senator Rashidi Ladoja and Governor Seyi Makinde. But like I said, politics is about interest. We can be on the same page today politically, and by midnight tomorrow, we are singing from different dimensions. So the governor too, I'm sure he won't sleep with his two eyes closed. He will have to also play some politics ensure that his party, there's unity in his party, and some of the alliances too. I think it has become a recurring decimal, not just the case of Oyo State, when people enter into alliance for the purpose of winning election, and after the election, they renege on their promises. Whatever that could have transpired, we also know that some of these alliances too, there are certain demands that, they are practically impossible. But because some people want to win election, they will agree. But after winning the election, they will now say that, oh, how will I concede this so much for people? What will I now do for my people? So these are issues that politicians deal with from time to time.
Right.
So
Thank
the
you,
governor
Austin.
will also continue to strategize. Let's see how it goes between now and 2023.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Bye for now.
Charles!
Yes, mommy?
Go and bring 2 sachets of hypo bleach for me.
Why 2?
Because I'm using one to soak the whites and using one to kill all the germs.
But I can't see any germs here.
They are so tiny you can't see them. But they are there. And that is why I trust only hypo bleach to kill them all.
Make your white fabrics whiter and your household free of illness causing germs and viruses with the disinfecting power of hypo bleach.
Ìkànnì 32 FM àti Music Match lórí ètò WhatsApp Naija pẹ̀lú àfùdá bàbá àgbàlagbà ń pètò lórí tẹlẹ́mù olólùfẹ́ síbi ayẹyẹ olólùfẹ́ oníbejì àkọ́kọ́ rú ẹ̀ fún tọdún yìí Laugh and Roll ní tọjọ́ àbámẹ́ta sátidé ọjọ́ 13 oṣù kejì ọdún tá a wà yìí níbi tí ọ̀kan òjọ̀kan àwọn aláwàdà tí fẹ̀fẹ́ rin òkú ní kàké tí fi fẹ̀yìn sáráyé yóò ti máa ju ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ kọ́ńbọ́ọ̀kì àwàdà sílẹ̀ gbìràmù níbẹ̀ lẹ́ ó ti máa pàdé MC Remote, The Nepa Boys, MC Obama, Thompson Lawyer, ATM, MC Aloma, MC Dan, Bàbá Ọ̀rọ̀ àti Wòlíì Àgbà. Ìjọ àjọkùlù bọ́ọ̀dì tòun tọ̀pọ̀ orin tó ṣaprapra látọ̀dọ̀ Lemoa Stepper, DJ Mascot àti kábíyèsí ọlọ́wọ́ bọ́tìnì orin DJ Sexy. Ṣẹ̀wárí lọ́jọ́ 14 láti ṣọjọ́ ẹ̀kú Sunday, ọjọ́ àwọn olólùfẹ́ gangan. Àsìkò láti gbọ́ra ẹjọ́ dànù jìgìjìgì lọ́pọ̀ máa súnkàn pẹ̀lú Yemi Pelder Band àti àrídùnnú for your event. Eré ìdárayá lóríṣiríṣi tòun tọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ẹ̀bùn tí ò lóǹkà ló máa di jíjẹ lọ́jọ́ náà. Àtọjọ́ kìíní àtọjọ́ kejì ayẹyẹ náà yóò máa wáyé ní Race Course Amphitheatre tó wà ní Second Gate Adamasingba Stadium Ìbàdàn. Aago 5 ìrọ̀lẹ́ 5 p.m. làrí yóò máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ méjèèjì. Ọ̀fẹ́ lówó ìwọlé o, ṣùgbọ́n ẹ má ṣe gbàgbé láti wá pẹ̀lú ìbòmú yín nítorí kò ní ṣàǹfààní àti wọlé fẹ́nikẹ́ni tó bá kọ̀. Ayẹyẹ àyájọ́ olólùfẹ́ tọ̀tẹ̀ yìí máa lárin kékejò. Ṣé kí n má tàn yín? Ọlọ́run gbọ́ kì í ṣe lórí irọ́.
Uncle Dentist, wetin be cavities and how Colgate take dey protect my teeth from cavities? Shey dey use comfort?
No dear, na hole for teeth dey cause most tooth pain wey be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection take brush every day, the confirmed formula go help keep natural calcium inside our teeth wey go protect them from tooth decay.
Time don't reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate. Because Colgate locks calcium in.
Keeps cavities out!
Now, the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
It's the Smart Kids Show! Smart Kids, are you ready to have a happy moment on radio, learning, and at the same time having fun?
How many sevens can we get in 49?
That would be 7.
All right. By how much is 55 more than 33?
55 more than 33. 22.
If you share 16 coconuts among 4 people, what will each get?
4.
That's interesting. How many threes are there in 18?
1.
And a king had 15 horses. Share amongst 5 people.
3.
Okay, that's interesting. We got a winner this morning.
Then join Auntie Yellow on 32 FM 94.9, Mondays to Fridays, 7 a.m.
Smart Kids Show. Let us learn, unlearn, and relearn.
Well, welcome back. The program is Breakdown Newspaper Review, and it's time to call the studio lines 0809 7949, 009 7949, or 0906 2949. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
And this is good morning. This is okay.
Good morning, okay.
Are we not really sitting on a keg of gunpowder with this issue of insecurity all over the whole nation? Particularly with this our Oyo issue and the thing that happened yesterday. Antayo, and if you look at it, our so-called leaders, I always tell you, I prefer to call them rulers. They are the ones that are actually, you can hear what the Bauchi State Governor said. With such utterances, those people are emboldened to go ahead. After all, there's somebody that is defending them. I actually think as people in leadership, they should actually caution what they say. It's only putting petrol on fire. How will this get solved? These are questions we need to ask. And what will we do now? Because a teaching time saves 9. We should not continue like this. Good morning.
Thank you. Okay. The point is made. 0906 2009 49 0809 7009 Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Could you turn down the volume on your radio?
Thank you. This is the voice of John in Johnson here.
Okay.
Austin, thank you. I want to talk about challenge.
Hello, John. Hello, is John there?
Good morning, Kyle.
Oh, good morning.
Dele, good morning.
Good morning, comrade.
Yeah, this comrade Leko from where? On this of security, I think the president has told us that it's only God that can secure our border, even secure us. So that is on that. The version from certain people, maybe the followers of Babalaja or Babalaja himself, I think defection to APC will be a threat to APC itself. Because Otubakala, hello?
Over there.
Otubakala is in APC. And I think since 2006 that we had issues within himself and Babalaja. They've never been in the same political party together. And Otubakala feels like Jagaban of APC now in Oyo State, being the only former governor in that party. So Babalaja crossing over, they might feel it's going to be a blessing. But looking at it politically and analyzing it, it will be a threat. And for the just like what also said, for the governor, if the governor felt even servants are with him, the governor should not believe that most of these servants are even members of different political parties. They are loyalists and supporters of different political parties. So if you know he has another ambition of any second term, you should not be sitting down with the goodwill and the popularity, whatever you believe you get. Because we are only hearing this because these people have name. There are many associations of people that we don't even know that doesn't have this big name, that they are already living in scam. But all the same, we just pray that our state and our country will be at peace. Good morning.
All right, good morning, Comrade Lekon. 0906 2009 009 7009. We still have some time on our hands to pick calls. You can drop headlines as SMS and you can drop headline on YouTube. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning. My name is Dr. Mark. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, Dr. Mark.
All right. You see, I have this candid opinion. The way this country is going now, on a more serious note, if we continue with this particular system, we are never going to get a better Nigeria. Before now, I mean before democracy, we have stayed with Fulani people with peace and harmony. The moment we started this democracy, and when we started this, it must be from my tribe, it must be, what we started seeing is the idea of the ruling political elite, the ruling elite, instigating their people instigating a tribe against another tribe. Fulanis have lived with us without having this issue. When we started giving them guns in the name of securing their life, what do you expect somebody who is cashless to do, and he has gone with him? A president opened his mouth to tell us that it will take God to secure our borders. And yet, such a person is still in power as commander-in-chief of the armed forces. There are a lot of what I can call not following rule of law, and everybody is keeping quiet. The people at the ends of the affair, Those are the Senate, those are the lower.
All right, we lost the call. 08097000949. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Farouk calling from Kopa Ilodo.
All right.
Briefly on the issue of Bashir State Governor, I think people in Nigeria should try to ignore such a governor. We should ignore him because I don't see any constitution. I don't see anywhere in the constitution that was stated that you can carry AK-47 for self-defense.
Are people not carrying
so
it?
that is his own perception. Then briefly on the issue of Fulani and X-Men, yes, crisis. I think Mr. Austin said something yesterday, which I want to disagree with him again this morning. He said the meeting point between the X-Men and the farmers was the met, and that is roundtable discussion. How do you come to that?
Hello. All right. 0906 2009 0906 2009. Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Hello. Good morning, Dele. Good morning, Tayo.
All right. Good morning.
Yeah. Attending to the insecurity in this country, there is no way you can do it. This is a systemic problem. It is quite unfortunate the society we find ourselves as a nation. There is no way you can do it. Look at what happened at that area in Ibadan. It's wrong. We need to change all these things. That's why we're clamoring for restructuring. There is no way anarchy can stop in this country until we restructure.
All right. We don't want anarchy. Let's be mindful of the kind of words we use. We'll keep talking until we find the right solutions to, or we implement the advanced solutions to some of the problems challenging our country and our security. 0906 2009. For now, we can still take two calls before we leave the studio. Hello, good morning.
John Njoku from Makola here. I'm saying that the first duty of a lawyer is to the interest of the nation. And so about using NBA and other human rights activists, including Ade Guru of condemning the president's illegal action instead of challenging the action of the president in court for determination. Until recently, Barrister Ade Guru went to court, while the NBA has equally done in challenging the president's action concerning the act in court. I think it is a good thing. And that's for Bala Mohammed's comment that Fulani has men carry gun for self-defense, even without license from the appropriate body, which is an administration failed on the part of government to protect the citizens, and the kind of a safe nation that people can resort to self-help and by extension resort to justice. This is because of John Njoku.
All right, thank you so much for calling. Do you take one more call or wrap up? Okay, this is where we'll be wrapping up on the program this Saturday, and we'll return on Monday morning. Thank you so much for your time with us. My name is Dele Adeyanju. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you, dear listener. I am OLUTAYO OGUNADE. Good morning.